New and larger protests against police killings have erupted in cities across the country. They follow the deadly ambush of police in Dallas. Hundreds of people formed a human peace sign overnight across a Los Angeles intersection. In Philadelphia this morning, protesters are blocking streets around City Hall.
And in Baton Rouge, Louisiana, heavily armed police arrested dozens of demonstrators overnight. They were protesting the killing of 37-year-old Alton Sterling.
And the front page of the Baton Rouge Advocate called the demonstrations a showdown. David Begnaud is outside the Baton Rouge Police Department with a controversial end to the protest. David, good morning.
Good morning. Here at Baton Rouge Police Headquarters, we're hearing that 50 people were arrested last night, and most of them were from out of town. It all started with a call that protesters were about to try and get onto the interstate. Then we heard that protesters were hurling bottles at officers. At one point, a local woman offered the protesters sanctuary in her front yard. And then she watched as riot police moved onto her private property to make arrests. This morning, she's calling the officers' actions appalling. Heavily armored riot police moved into this Baton Rouge neighborhood Sunday evening. Some people standing in protest were pushed back by an armored vehicle and arrested.
You are the only ones armed in this crowd. Put the guns down.
Officers got physical with people who stood in the middle of the street to demonstrate against the killing of 37-year-old Alton Sterling nearly 1 week ago. Sterling was pinned to the ground and shot during an encounter with two Baton Rouge police officers last Tuesday. For more than an hour, police ordered the protesters to leave. When they didn't, even those invited to stand on private property were led away in handcuffs. The confrontation came to Lisa Batiste's doorstep. Is it your belief that once they were in your yard, they were no longer subject to arrest?
Yes. I was appalled. I was stunned. I just couldn't believe what they were doing. They actually swept the yard, came onto the porch, and I said, "This is my home. I don't want you here. Please get out of my home." And they were pushing. It was wrong. It was not their right to do so, and I'm not okay with that.
But Lieutenant Johnny Dunham with the Baton Rouge Police Department says those protesters broke the law. So the crime was trying to get onto the interstate.
The crime was blocking the roadways. You don't break the law and then try to retreat to a safe space. There's no safe space.
Also over the weekend, a well-known activist with the group Black Lives Matter was arrested. DeRay McKesson was standing in the middle of the street. Police say they had repeatedly asked him to leave, but he wouldn't. He claims his arrest was unlawful. Alton Sterling's funeral is set for this Friday. Both officers involved in his death are on paid administrative leave this morning.
Thanks, David.